A fish is a special thing to me. You know, I used to eat every one I caught. I haven't kept a fish in 10 years. Something about fishing, it changes you. I was 13. I was hanging out with the wrong crowd. Dad says, I want you out in the barn. I got the old talking to. He knew this was a turning point for me. He says, you know that new pole that I got for Father's Day? He says, you want that? I said, yeah. He says, well, you take that pole and you wear that out up there instead of hanging out with them dubs you're hanging with. So you got a choice to make right now, boy. And I made that choice, and I became a pretty good fisherman. That's Phil Jackson. There's some nice brownies. He could outfish anybody, couldn't you? When I started this was a hobby. I made them mostly just to get money for Christmas for kids. I built first set of traps on the floor in the cellar. Didn't have a bench. But, you know, I did it for fun. This is where I worked for 20 years alone down here. My family worked with me. This one here is about 39 years old. One of the first ones I ever made. I remember my father always said, once you do something 20, 30,000 times, he says, that's when you're a professional, he says. You know, after a while, you got to start believing it. Here we are today. Made in Maine does mean something, it really does. People in Maine are a little different from around the rest of the country, and I mean that in a good way. My big thing now is to keep up with getting people to ice fish. We've given out 70 lifetime licenses to kids. A lot of those kids would never even be able to get a license. They can't afford it. You see a kid 8 years old catch a fish, and you just, a whole different expression on their face. Now they've just built a little confidence. You know, I did that. What do we got here? Little trout. Spunky little guy. Yeah? You're a cunning little guy. Ice fishing is way more than ice fishing. You know, it's camaraderie, it's just getting out and having that sun hit you in the face. The only way I can see to keep the ice fishing going, what I can do is to promote the heritage of the sport and talk about it. That's why I'm doing this, and I'm going to do it until the day I die.